Welcome to The Explainer. We all hear that small businesses are the lifeblood of our neighborhoods, but the truth is, they're often operating on a knife's edge. Today, we're going to explore a different kind of support, one that's gentle, that's effective, and that helps these vital enterprises not just scrape by, but actually truly thrive.
So, let's start not with some big statistic, but with a scene. Let's just picture it. We're with Mira and Arav, two small business owners. In their conversation, it's not about abstract economic theories. Nope, it's about ledgers, application forms, the real, tangible stuff of running a small enterprise.
This is really the question at the heart of our explainer today. We're going to try and move beyond the balance sheets to really understand the human side of business, the livelihoods, the dignity, and the incredible resilience these little ventures represent. All right, first up, let's dive into what makes these small businesses the quiet but incredibly powerful engines of our communities. These are the businesses you and I see every single day. They're not just some commercial unit on a spreadsheet. They are literally part of the dense social fabric of local life. They run on trust, on shared tools, and on a really deep gut-level understanding of what their community actually needs. Now, what's so fascinating and what this slide really nails is this core tension. Get this, a small business's greatest strengths, like, the social trust that lets them operate on handshake credit, that's directly tied to their biggest vulnerabilities, like having razor-thin profit margins and totally unpredictable cash flow. And these examples, they show it perfectly. These businesses are so much more than just a single product. The grinding unit props up local farmers. That little foundry, it creates an entire repair network. And the pickle maker, well, she's weaving her business right into the fabric of her household. They're like these little ecosystems in miniature. Okay, so if these businesses are so vital but also so fragile, how can public systems offer a helping hand that actually studies them without, accidentally crushing them with a mountain of bureaucracy? So the crucial point here is that effective support is all about reducing friction. It's about creating real, genuine opportunity. This isn't about handouts. It's about letting a craftsperson spend more time making things than standing in a queue, or maybe giving them access to a cold storage facility they could never, ever afford on their own. Let's look at how this actually works in the real world. A shared processing center that lets a whole bunch of fruit producers sell in bulk. A single window for permits can turn weeks of just weeding around into a couple of days. These are practical, tangible things that make a world of difference. Now, even with the best support in the world, businesses can falter. So what happens when things start to go wrong? Let's talk about the phase a lot of entrepreneurs dread: sickness. A small business rarely just collapses overnight. It's usually a slow, quiet decline. The warning signs are subtle at first. A payment missed here, a bit of informal borrowing there. It's a steady slide, not some big dramatic crash. The path to recovery, well, it isn't some one-size-fits-all formula. It has to be a partnership. It all starts with a clear diagnosis, then provides immediate relief to stop the bleeding, helps rebuild capacity, and finally reconnects the business to the market. And the key word here is dignity, treating the owner like a partner in their own recovery. And these stories show exactly what that partnership looks like. It's targeted, practical help. It's not just another loan. It's design support for handloom weavers so they can find new customers, or a solar dryer for a food processor, or even a skilled technician for a workshop with broken down machinery. Okay, let's talk about one of the most critical pieces of the puzzle for any small business: the money that fuels it. How can we shape finance so that it sustains growth instead of strangling it? As you can see here, there's really no single perfect source of funding. Your formal banks, they offer scale, but they're often way too rigid. Microfinance is super flexible, but it can come with pretty high interest rates. Each one has a role to play, and each has its own limits. So the healthiest approach isn't about relying on just one source. It's about building a whole financial ecosystem that blends them all together. You need those low-cost loans for the big stuff, like machinery, but you also need flexible working capital that actually matches your sales cycles, and then those tiny rapid loans for urgent needs. And this is what it looks like when financing works with the natural rhythm of a business, not against it. A manufacturer gets a loan where their repayment is tied to crop cycles. A group of women use a collective guarantee to get funding. A quick microloan keeps the business going after a huge sales rush. It's smart, it's responsive, and honestly, it's just more humane.
So let's bring this all together. When we step back and look at the bigger picture, what's this all really about when it comes to nurturing these quiet engines of our economy?
I think the most important takeaway is this. The best interventions, they're not just about economic metrics. They protect livelihoods, they preserve craft, and above all, they treat business owners with respect. It's as much a moral mission as it is an economic one.
And Mira, one of the business owners we met at the very beginning, she just puts it so beautifully. The goal of support isn't to create dependency. It's about enabling people to find dignity through their own work. It's a gentle hand that steadies, not a heavy one that controls.
And Arav leaves us with this final, really powerful metaphor. The ultimate goal is to create systems of support, of rehabilitation, of finance that move in rhythm with these businesses, allowing them to breathe and grow naturally. A system that nurtures, not chokes.